Good morning. In this and the next couple of sessions, we're going to use the Green Mountain Buoy as our laboratory, as it were, to take you through the process of removing deck planking from the boat, popping the bungs, pulling the screws, and ultimately releasing the panels themselves. But I thought before we got started, I'd share a few ideas on the difference between restoring a boat and preserving a boat. Green Mountain Buoy, being a 1953 Chris craft, is now 60 years old. What we've discovered as we've removed these planks is that she still is wearing her original planking both fore and aft. Fortunately, the owners of Green Mountain Buoy appreciate that if I wanted to turn this into a magnificent show boat, probably one of the first things I would do is to replace all this planking so that we would have nice, new, uniform, blemish-free, book-matched, mahogany seamed planking on both the foredeck and the aft deck. But then what would we have? We'd have a 1953 frame and a 2013 deck. That's not preservation. Our goal in this project is to preserve every single piece of original wood that we can. And to that end, we've released all of these planks. We'll do the same for the aft deck, and we do so for a number of reasons. The first is, if you'll sight down this, you can see that the boards have become cupped. And they've become cupped because all of the fasteners, particularly those running down the center of each plank, have failed, allowing over the years moisture to get underneath. You see that there's Chris Craft put sort of some kind of an excuse for a sealer on the inside of these planks. Over the years, that sealer has failed. I can see bare wood through most of it. We will treat this wood with clear penetrating epoxy sealer and then paint it with Chris Craft Bill's paint by Sandusky. Once we're finished, the backside of these planks will never absorb water again. Another reason for removing the planks is that it gives us an opportunity to deal with the framing that is underneath. Remember that when Chris Craft, Hacker, any of the others manufactured their boats, their goal was light and fast. So we minimized the introduction of weight wherever we could. The end result of that is that most of these firms put a life expectancy of 5 to 10 years on their boats before they would require major work. The other reason we want to remove the planks is that if we take a look at this plank in particular, it was secured through these holes to this frame member. But look at what's happened to the frame member over the interceding 60 years since Green Mountain Buoy left the Chris Craft factory. The holes have become elongated, but more seriously, the holes are now connected by a series of cracks. By removing the planking, we will be able to fill these cracks with glue, squeeze them shut. We will fill every single screw hole, fastener hole with toothpicks and Gorilla Glue, and then slice them off. The end result will be that when we refasten the original planking to this deck, the new silicon bronze fasteners will go into newly drilled holes that in fact can bite. The other reason for doing this is we face issues like this one right here, right? on both the starboard and the port side. Some of this framing, right, has really lost its integrity in terms of its attachment to the hull. We want to tighten all of this up. And then, of course, the last reason. In the next couple of videos, we're going to go through the process that ended up with these planks being free. How do we remove the bungs and leave the bung holes still perfectly round? How to identify a failed fastener? So, enjoy the next couple of videos, and by the end, you should have a pretty good idea of how Snake Mountain Boatworks goes at the task, at the challenge of releasing and saving the blanking from a 60-year-old crisscross. Thank you.